Greetings, my fellow FNMA and FNMAT warriors. What I want to talk today is actually about the type of the debt FNMA still has on the book, and it is preferred shares. Some people maybe even heard about it. It is just a regular debt, basically insignificant form that is still on the books. In reality, that is 20-year-old debt that 17 years didn't pay any dividend, rated as a junk. So let's say it is practically worthless. Why it is worthless? First, it doesn't pay the dividend. Second, if there is some value that can be pulled out or that company needs to pay off in case of liquidation, they will have some value, and that value is the face value, what is written on that preferred share. So basically it is either 25 or 50. There is one series that has more, but at par value is $1. Regularly standard practice for the companies, if they redeem the preferred shares, is that they're paid by the at par value. What is important is that they're still on the market. They didn't extinguish them. Bunch of the series were extinguished, that they were not callable at that point of time when they done that in 2008, 2010. They let them survive, and they're still in circulation today. Some of them are FNMA FNMAT, this bunch of series, FMCKJ, so few of them. And what is going on with them is that how much are they worth and what is their value? So the maximum value and how much, if you buy it now, which costs like, let's say $15 for FNMA S series, you can maximum gain the value of $25 per share. That's something what you pay now, 15. Is it good investment? If you say pay something 15, probably and possibly, maybe eventually you will get 25. And when is that? Probably, possibly, eventually. It is not today. It is not at the moment when FNMA and FNMAT will be uplist or entering IPO. It can be pushed down the road anytime. So it doesn't need to be now. So that means it can be waited like even a couple of years that you get that face value. And in case that they decide to pay them and pay them the dividend, the FNMA and FNMAT decide to pay dividend, then they will have the value of the dividend they bring. Some of them have around 8% dividend, some have around 4%, so it depends. And is it good investment? In my opinion, no. Did I own them at one point of time? Yes. Why did I personally own them? Like a couple of years ago, we had uncertain situation. Will company go? Will FNMA and FNMAT go in liquidation? They will be in receivership? Will they wipe out the common shares? Are we gonna? It was not sure will they go into IPO or where they will go. So decision for me personally was, okay, I have a majority of the common shares and one part is in preferred. So in case that they decide to put them in a receivership, they will pay off, and or liquidation, they will pay off that debt, and they own in preferred shares because they have the liquidation value, and the money that I have invest will be in common shares, will be covered with the possible face value of the liquid of the preferred shares. So that was my reason, and I did own them. But now, right now, we know that there is no liquidation. We know that there is no danger for us to go into receivership. We know that we go to IPO, and that's why I took and sold all my preferred shares and moved into a common. Why I didn't done that? Because I know that preferred shares maximum can grow 25%, can double the value maximum. Let's say if they own worth now 15 and they go double the value, it cannot even double. It can go 70-80% up, because they can be maximum 25. They cannot go 30. It is basically impossible that but on the other side, with the same money I have in them, I bought the common shares. Why? Because I know if I buy them now at 10, okay, I bought them at 13, but I know that they will be able to go much higher than those 80%. So I bought them at 13, and if we enter into IPO and something is happening, we'll take and be pushed into much higher value, for example, like even 30, 40, 50, and that is much more than I have kid here. So the maximum it can grow is for preferred shares it's 80% up. For common shares there is no limit, and consider that we are entering IPO and stock went from $2 into, let's say now 5x in a year. It was more, but let's say that is the case. That was 5x, and that was only in a presumption that we'll go into IPO. But when IPO happens, it will go even more. Like it is like we assume that IPO will happen, and we went 5x. And if IPO really happens, do you think that they will just go like 80% up? Who thinks that? Like I don't. I think it will go much more higher, and that's why I took and sold my preferred shares and move all to common. So that was basically my decision. And in case that, okay, I made some money on those shares. I bought them, I'm not sure, let's say on 5, and I sold them on, let's say, on 15. So it was $10 capital gain. I need to pay $2 tax. That means that at the moment when the I have moved that money out of the preferred into a common, my common need to grow 20% up in order that I break even. So for me, if I need to invest now and I have, like, let's say it is $10 a share now, or 9, let's say 9, and in order to break, if I sell them preferred shares now and move into common share, in order to gain the same value, that means that common share need to grow as much as amount I need to pay in a capital gain, that is 20%. So I should expect, if I sell preferred now, that my common share need to grow 20%. That is from $9 to $10.80, and that is easy these days. So but when the IPO uplisting, whatever, when we are listed on a New York Stock Exchange, stock will go much more than 20%. Like as I said, like we had a hunch that something will happen. When it happens, it will go much higher. So why also to invest? Because for me personally, it was how much I can make from my money. Will I make maximum 80%, or I will put myself in the place where it is absolutely the same risk. There is no risk difference. Do you invest in a preferred shares or in common? Because we have the same destiny. If they will wipe us out, they will wipe us out both. If we are removed from the conservatorship, they will or put us in a light conservatorship and uplist them. They will definitely do that, and everything will be on our side for both. So risk is the same, but possibility of the gain is much higher for common shares. That was my decision personal to move into common shares. And to tell you frankly, I think that is the right decision, because the liquidation is not possible, possibility of growth is the same, risk is the same. No, possibility of the growth is not the same, but the risk is the same. So why to own it? Like, because we know that there is no liquidation, so there is no worry. We go to IPO. If there is IPO, this one will grow like maximum 80%. Common shares will grow much higher. There's also some kind of argument, but that is like, I was thinking not even to mention that argument, that conversion from preferred shares into a common will happen because it had happened at AAG, but it is completely different situation. AAG was actually liquidated, and they didn't have the money. They were like actually went to a bankruptcy, so they convert some amount of the shares from preferred into a common based on the market value. And so that is bad argument. First, we are not going to a liquidation. Nobody will wipe us out. We are going, as said, into IPO and uplisting. So we are good, and there is no worry for us at all. As I said, like, only possibility, will the warrants bill be executed or no? In that case, if the warrants survive and the warrants are executed, common share will be, let's say, realistically 100. If the warrants are not executed, common share will be 500. And common junior preferred share, maximum top, their heaven is 25. And for us, I think it is realistically 100, and risk is the same. So you decide. Think about it.